Hi guys, thanks for watching. So let's take a look at astrology as we go through the next week. Today is Sunday the 24th of October and we'll look at what's happening right through until Friday the 28th when I will be back again with a look at what's going on at the weekend. And of course that's going to be Halloween weekend next weekend, so all kinds of craziness going on. So I thought I'd have the crescent moon behind me, and that is Venus. By the way, I looked for a picture of Venus because Venus hasn't had much of a starring role in any of these backdrops just lately. So there we go, crescent moon and Venus. And the moon is actually waxing. She is on her way down right this minute. She is about 87% full right now, coming down to about sort of 85, 86% full by the end of the day, depending where you are in the world. She is a Gemini moon. And she actually stays in Gemini until late on the 25th, but we'll come to that in a minute. So it's sociable, basically. It's cheerful. It's kind of a quick-witted sort of a day. The moon herself is opposite Venus right this minute as I'm making this video. Sun square Saturn. So looking at some sort of setbacks and things for political leaders, that kind of thing, likely to make the news today. With the moon opposite Venus, social interactions are highlighted really at the fore of things. They tend to be emotionally orientated, they tend to be feeling orientated. You know, feelings are really kind of quite profound at the moment. Rational choices aren't easy to make, and feelings are really what's driving things. Mercury, no longer retrograde for well over a week now, is trine Jupiter. So school, travel, transport, legal matters, those things are tending to take priority, and a good time for exploration and learning as well. Openings, improvements, generosity as well. Now, generosity is one of those things. The more generous you can be, the further it is going to get you in this crazy world, in this crazy life of ours. So that's where we are right now on Sunday the 24th. Now, there is going to be a T-square today with Venus and Neptune. The moon in a T-square with Venus and Neptune. And that is creating quite a lazy day, a good day to take a rest, a good day to do nothing much at all except maybe chat with friends, maybe get on social media, maybe even watch YouTube videos of me. Why not? Do subscribe if you haven't already. There are loads and loads of videos about astrology on this channel going back quite a few years now. Actually, anyway, there's a period of opportunity, and this is going to be after that T-square right through until the void of course moon, and that is going to be actually on Monday. So if you're in the States and Canada, you'd better get this done tonight, I would strongly suggest. It's a real good period of opportunity for communication, for socialising, you know. There's only Uranus and Neptune retrograde at the moment, so things are pretty straightforward. It's pretty quiet in terms of retrogrades. And this period of opportunity for communication and socialising from after that T-square until 8:11 a.m. tomorrow Pacific, 11:11 a.m. Pacific tomorrow, and here in UK 11 minutes past 2 in the afternoon. So if you're on this side of the world, you've got a wonderful period of opportunity going right through tomorrow. In fact, I'm really not going to see that as starting until tomorrow because I'm in UK, but yeah. Basically, I would get things done today in the States and Canada in terms of that period of opportunity. Great for communicating, great for socialising, maybe even for getting in touch with people who you've just kind of lost touch with and maybe had arguments with before. Now would be a good time to rebuild those relationships if you want to, and only if you want to. Don't feel pressured, guys. Whatever you do, do not feel pressured. So Monday the 25th, let's get stuck into next week's astrology. We start with the Gemini moon, and then the Gemini moon actually enters Cancer at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern and 11 p.m. here in UK. It's the most productive day of the week. I can't emphasise this enough. This is a very unproductive week ahead of us, except for on Monday, really, because there's a trine in the air signs between the Gemini moon, Mars and Jupiter, and that's pulling in the Scorpio Sun. and that is going to be really, really good for getting things done. But after that trine, people go all dreamy. You know, it's one of those situations where people have big ideas, but they don't really think about the feasibility before jumping in with 2 feet, and they don't either sort of think about the consequences too much either of their actions and what's going on, and that becomes kind of quite prevalent once we've got past that trine in the air signs. It sort of gets more airy, if anything, really, but more in the way of being an airhead, that kind of thing. People just aren't taking life seriously enough after that. So Monday, tomorrow, that's your real productive day. That's the day for getting things done as much as you can. And of course, late today, if you're watching this video today on Sunday the 24th, much later today, real good period of opportunity in terms of working with other people. So it's actually very positive. It doesn't exactly get negative later in the week. The energy just changes. And when we get to Tuesday the 26th, we've got that Cancer moon still. And that sort of airy, dreamy thing goes on because there's a very lazy kind of a square between Venus and Neptune. And it's just impractical energy, really. Again, people have unfeasible ideas. People don't think about the consequences of their actions. It's all a bit pie in the sky when you get Venus square Neptune. And at this moment, of course, Venus and Neptune... What was I going to say there? No, sorry, Uranus and Neptune are still retrograde, and Uranus is quite a thing to deal with. But Venus in that square with Neptune is a retrograde Venus. Let's remember that. So, yeah, crazy ideas, crazy times. Just take yourself with a pinch of salt, you know. Look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, is my plan any good? What could possibly go wrong? You know, people say that for a joke, don't they? You know, I'm going to climb this tree. What could possibly go wrong? And we laugh because we know there's lots that could go wrong if you're going to climb a tree. It's that kind of thing, you know, just ask yourself. Be serious with yourself. Take yourself fairly seriously, but don't take your wacky ideas seriously. If they're too wacky, this is a week for things coming unstuck. It really is. So this brings us to Wednesday, Cancer moon, starting the day with the Cancer moon, well, going all the way through the day with the Cancer moon, actually. And that Cancer moon is going to be square Mercury, and Mercury is direct now, so, you know, not too much to worry about in terms of communication and stuff. But as well as being square Mercury, it's going to be opposite Pluto while it's trine Neptune. So it's going to be over-optimistic thinking again. See what I mean? This is a nutty week, and we're only on Wednesday. So over-optimistic thinking, and people's ideas and people's general motivations are going to be at odds with the pressures of reality. So really do try and keep it real this week, friends. I can't emphasise that enough. Thursday the 28th, Cancer moon is actually going to enter Leo very early hours of the morning in the States and Canada, 2:07 a.m. on the Pacific coast. On the East Coast, it's going to be 5:07 a.m. Here in UK, on this side of the world, 11:07 a.m. We get that Leo moon coming in. And the moon also enters last quarter. Yeah, the final quarter as she goes down towards that new moon. And when is that new moon coming in? Let me quickly consult my notes so I don't screw up and say the wrong thing. That new moon is coming in actually on the 4th of November. So we do have a little while to go, which is going to be... Oh, come on, notes. We do have a little while to go of the last quarter. And the last quarter, we really do get very kind of focused on ourselves. We can actually blame ourselves a little bit too much for things as well. Now, that it's never positive to blame yourself, let's face it, unless you're trying to find a new way forward and like be really honest with yourself. But self-criticism, I want to kind of stay away from that. Mindfulness is one thing, but for heaven's sake, don't be beating yourself up. It's just that last quarter energy does kind of make us pretty introspective like that. Now on Thursday, quite an obstinate T-square between the moon, Scorpio, Sun, Sun in Scorpio and Jupiter, and that's going to be enabled by the Venus sextile with Jupiter, retrograde Venus of course, sextiling Jupiter, and that gets us putting our head in the sand. That gets us trying to avoid the truth of situations. It gets us pretending that everything is good, and we tend to avoid solving conflicts. So if you're conflicted, or your social group is conflicted at this time, friends, whatever you do, don't try to avoid it too much, okay? Most people are going to have their heads in the sand a bit, and Thursday might not be the best day to sort all these things out, you know, but at the same time, avoiding the truth is never a really positive thing, or at least not for too long. I avoid the truth quite a lot in my life, but it's only when I face the truth that things get working again. So this brings us to Friday, and there's another period of opportunity on Friday. It's a good period of opportunity for buying stuff. You know, again, be sensible, because it's been a crazy week leading up to this point, of course. But we've got that Leo moon fully taking effect. Things are out there, and it's a good time for making purchases, for connecting with others, and for trying to get your goals accomplished. And that period of opportunity goes on until 11:05 p.m. Pacific, late night on Friday on the Pacific coast. It goes on until 2:05 a.m. Eastern on Saturday morning, 7:05 a.m. in the UK on Saturday morning. So quite a long period of opportunity, and but here we go, guys. I'm telling you, it's a good time for buying stuff. Well, you know, make sure you're keeping it real, because it's that sort of week, the sort of week when no one really wants to keep anything real. I'm not going beyond Friday at this point, because next weekend, of course, it's Halloween weekend, and everything's getting crazier and wackier leading up to that. So maybe it's not a bad thing to have a crazy week leading up to Halloween, to Samhain as we call it. Sam, it's spelled Samhain, Samhain, but we pronounce it Samhain. That is coming up next weekend, but I'll be here again on Friday with a review of the astrology, a preview really, a forecast of the astrology of next weekend. So I look forward to seeing you again then, friends. Meanwhile, thanks very much for watching this one. Have a slightly cautious but enjoyable, relaxing kind of a week ahead. You know, if you're not doing too much, you can't run into too much trouble, can you? So if I was you, I would take it easy, guys, for the next week. But have a great week ahead anyway. Do hit the subscribe if you haven't already, because there are more videos coming all the time. Drop a like on this one if you've enjoyed it. Leave me a comment, guys, and we will share the journey. Tell your friends, get the word out about 4 Astro Truth. Help me grow my channel, and I'll see you again in a future video. Bye.